Voila! Now then we get ready for the thing. In 5 seconds, family. All right. This my app just messed up as I spoke. Welcome to the Betterment Broadcast. We have a very important show today. I'm just going to post this on Instagram because I put the wrong date. Oh, there. Was it story, post, the other one, post, yeah. It's actually a bad interface, to be honest. All right, cool. Let me get the show. Let me check out the results. Excellent. Cool. Hello, family. Tell your friends, tell a friend we're live. Very important show we're having today. I'm your host, Rap Raven. So let me find the presentation. Where is it now? It's this one. Excellent. Da-da-da. Did I move that across from the downloads? I don't know. Right, share screen. I've updated my operating system, so hopefully that should have fixed the slowness. If it doesn't, kind of, but last few weeks have been very slow, and we put it down to a poor operating system. So hopefully it's sorted now. Let me check. Yeah, excellent. What's the scores? Oh wow! I'm actually watching the Olympics as well, funny enough. So I was rushing next door. Shame on me. Let me not watch it. Where was I? All right, cool. So you should see that then. Excellent. Yeah. So welcome to the 204th show, which is good. So let's start. We always start. I'm gonna now push the Instagram link in the messages. So if you want to join, feel free. It should be good there. And there you go. So let's go through how we always start. Now, as you always know, we always deal with the triple tragedies, which is white supremacy, anti-black racism, and the Ma'afa. That's right. And because of this terrible triple tragedy, it caused what we call the double dilemma. And that is, we are despised and disorganized. Say again, we are despised and disorganized. That's black people, by the way. So we have to have a solution for that, and that solution is Black Betterment. And that's a lifestyle of black people continuously helping black people. There you go. That's the solution. If you didn't know, now you know. So if you're tuning in for the first time of all time, that's what it is. We spend all the time we can promoting the lifestyle of Black Betterment. It sounds very odd and peculiar, but believe it or not, black people tend to not do this. We tend to not create cultural concepts that fix issues for some reason. We're very well trained in fixing other people's issues, and we're going to bleed into that today, maybe. Who knows? For one of our topics. So, voila. Anyway, where are we? So, we are promoting Black Betterment on the show, but we primarily focus on black families, black economics, and black health. That's right. Very important topics there as we focus on. So, we sent out the link, and you can jump at any time to give your opinion as long as you're constructive. But don't forget about the 4D values, which are discipline, dedication, dignity, and discernment. That's right. Don't forget about those. Tell your friends we're live as well. All right, let's not use any kind of derogatory language. I know it gets hard, but if we can, it makes helping black people easier. Cool. So what's the two topics today? How should black people respond to the UK riots? We discuss and review the motivations and how best to react to the motivations and how best to react to the UK riots. Cool. And second one, Black Heroes. We discuss black people who show heroism when members of the community are placed in danger. Cool. I'll try to download some stuff. Hopefully it's download. But yeah, for those who don't know, unfortunately, we covered it last week as well. What it was is there was unfortunately a young person went around and ended the lives of 3 young children in the UK, and tried to do more, but a gentleman stopped him. Thank goodness. And this person has been taken into custody. But what happened was things were circulating on the internet that this person was an immigrant and was a Muslim. And I think it came out that he actually wasn't a Muslim, he wasn't an immigrant, but he was a young boy, 17 years old, I believe, and he was from Rwanda. Yeah, not much has come out about this, but we have to definitely have to take interest in what is making a young boy do this, and how would we prevent something like that from happening again, and that's important. So yeah, but also because of the false narrative, a lot of people who want to harm non-white people have gone around and destroyed certain things and caused riots and said they're going to be at certain places. And I think some black people being harmed. So I've seen, and some Muslims, of course, Indian, also Asian. So yeah, and I suspect you guys might have more information in your area because I think I'm my family said they're in Walthamstow, so I should either not go there or go there, depending who's ringing me. Um, and certain things have been happening all over the UK. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna quickly check something. Oh, what's that saying? All right. Sorry, family. I'm back with my cup of tea. Now, let's find what we're going to do before we jump into the very important topics, so we allow the family to get settled and relax in their bed. Let us go through some of the random algorithm videos I've got this week, and just give you the Black Bearman perspective on those. So let's see if I can find anything, just certain things. So all skin folk. Oh, let's listen to this one. This one from America. Oh.
70, there'll probably be 1 million Negroes in this city. And I know that people are concerned about this. They may not talk about it very often, but I certainly heard them shudder in church.
So the caption says all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and there's black brothers and sisters giving their opinion on some kind of topic.
And he said there'd be 1 million Negroes in Los Angeles.
We shudder because we're saying, in essence, the majority of these people are not like we are. We are a part of this exodus too, but we are a little maybe embarrassed by the fact that here we're going to have a mass element come in that's going to create a tremendous social problem in the community.
The Negro has had two professions, and many of us have come out here to escape from this second profession of being a Negro. And then we find out 1,600 Negroes a month that come into Los Angeles that are coming in with their carpetbags that causes us problems.
So basically in America back in the days, there was some black people, Negroes, and obviously there was white flight where Europeans were moving to certain places, moving away from black people, and there's some small pockets of black people live amongst them, and they don't want black people to move in because they feel they're different. So this is what happens with anti-black racism and being dominated. You start taking the side more so of the oppressor, and you start looking at the oppressor as the problem. And this actually happens still today, sometimes very blatant, but sometimes the way we process things is, if you're not actually trying to build up your own community and you build up others, and you're not trying to marry your own women and you're trying to marry other women, then somewhere along the line this ideology might actually be still in place without you knowing. And that's a very important, the psychology of why Black Bearman is important. So just look at that random video there from the States for a few years back, 60s, or maybe it's black and white, so it's 60s or 50s. All right, what's the next one? Black Com Help. What's that? Hold on. Oh, this is good. Let's take a sneak peek at some economic meeting. Tell your family we're live, helping black people all day long.
One issue we have. See, a dollar only touches 3 or 4 hands in our community because a lot of times the money is going out of our community because somebody else owns the business.
It says, this is why the black community remain collectively poor. Very important word there, collectively poor. And his brothers, once again in the States, some brothers trying to give them some science about what's happening.
That's why it's important that we build our own businesses. And then before we hire, we got to train our people to work. in those positions. Now, listen to what I'm saying. Train them to work.
There you go. So brothers are saying, each one teach one philosophy. Big up that brother there. That's it came on my feed. Remove that. Remove from studio. Let's see what else. Present. Let's see what other videos. Feel free to jump in, family, when we start the show, or just to ask, where's this thing gone, man? Hold on. Nah, man, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, man. Oh, I'll remind me to get that back. What other videos we got? German black men. Black men begs. Oh, this was quite appalling. Let's have a sneak peek at this. This came across my feed as well. Have a listen for this.
Without your hand, we are nothing. Without the white people, without the white man, there is no life. Africa, to be Africa, it must be Europe. Go see how South Africa looks like today. The white people built it, South Africa. Beautiful South Africa. Just because of you white people. You are a great kingdom. You are blessed by God to be who you are today. God bless you. You are a fighting hand. Thank you, I love you. I want to be somewhere. You go connect me with the black world in America.
Yeah, so I don't know what part of Africa that's in, but it looks like some touring white people walking through some savannah somewhere, I don't know, whatever. There's a local, I assume, and he's just praising Europeans. They're, happy, giggling with him, whatever, and he's telling them how important they are and how black people need them. So this is like the most extreme level of being self-defeated. We want to kind of fix up in the community. We can be you can't be harsh with the brother. I suspect many brothers and sisters feel on that level, look, the same sentiment, but maybe different dynamics, different levels. Let's have one more sneak peek at the guy destroying himself.
Help us. Yeah. Without your hand, we are nothing. Without the white people, without the white man, there is no life. Africa, to be Africa.
That's how the Europeans are laughing. No one's setting them forward and saying this is not cool for you. This is, don't, stop shaming yourself. Or actually, we came here and we ravaged your country, and we've put a certain system in place where you need us to progress, whatever. No, just giggling, laughing. Very interesting, Darren.
It must be Europe. Go see how South Africa looks like today. The white people built it, South Africa. Beautiful South Africa. Just because of you white people. You are a great kingdom. You are blessed by God to be who you are today. God bless you. You are a fighting hand. Thank you, I love you. I want to be somewhere. You go connect me with the black world in America.
Yeah, essentially, when I would go to Speaker's Corner, a lot of the brothers who I see there, they this is how they sound to me. Funny enough, they might not be saying the same words, but the way they would present themselves, it came across like that. But maybe I'm just an extremist. Maybe I am. So hopefully someone can help that brother and create a narrative where people don't feel they need to do that. Don't know what that is. If you know what that is, let us know. But hopefully that's not a good look, and we definitely don't want to see that ever again. This next one, let's see what other videos. We're gonna go 5 minutes or so of the surround ups, and then we'll start the most important topics, which is how should black people respond to the UK riots. And if you've got any stories yourself, what you've seen or haven't seen, let us know. And black heroes. Let's have a speaking of non-heroes and heroes. Let's listen to one who was once a hero.
Hulk Hogan not want his daughter dating black people. He also doesn't want women of color representing his brand. It seems like most people forgot that Hulk Hogan was not too fond of people of color.
I'm not a racist.
We were reminded when influencer Essence Janae shared her story about being fired as a brand ambassador for Hulk Hogan's new drink, Real American. She was hired by the marketing team and even got to meet Hulk Hogan. But once he found out who they hired, he decided to terminate the contract for some odd reason. He even went as far as telling her that the whole event was canceled, just to actually have the event the next day, with obviously a different aesthetic for the brand. There was zero POC representation. Guys, if I see you with the Real American drink, I know where you stand.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
And oh yeah, follow the channel.
Yeah, that's Hulk Hogan, a professional wrestler. He got in trouble a few years back doing saying horrible things about black men who was dating his daughter, and apparently this is something that he's done. That's interesting. He's a very popular guy. For a lot of them wrestlers, a lot of their personas will come from black wrestlers because wrestling is like a predetermined art form. So it's the bookies. The bookies would determine who's going to win. It's a kind of scripted, kind of theater act, but it was kept secret, almost like a cult for many years. And that the giveaway for a lot of people was that black people wasn't winning, because in a lot of combat sports, you tend to find that black men won. generally most things for some reason. And so whenever we realized there was no champions, it got a bit fishy. But yeah, so he in that world, Hulk Hogan was the most popular. But a lot of them they'll take their personas from like black charismatic people. Dustin Rhodes, another wrestler, he said he got his whole persona from a black guy. But anyway, interesting stuff. Let's remove that. Let's see something else. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. Well, so I'll play two more and then let kids be kids. Yeah, this is a bit shocking one. Let's say this one. This is a bit shocking.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It says, here, hatred mothers allow their children to participate in this stuff. And I assume some kind of Instagram game show with kids or something. I don't know. Let's see what it is.
All right, next.
If Crip or Blood fight, which one are you helping?
So there's a little girl asking, I don't know if it's some dating thing. I hope not, because these look like kids. But I think she asked, if Crips or Blood, this is America, by the way. If Crips or Blood fight, who are you back? And these are two kind of like gangs in America. I don't know if it's the best kind of question to ask kids. This is something we try to cover here, like how, and we've had a lot of pushback on this, like how to raise kids. Some people that, but one thing I've noticed in the black community, in certain parts, of course, is the comfortability of slackness and the comfortability of like derogatory words and maybe vice behavior. And because you work hard and when you come home, your family's there, and there's no maybe secret place for you to do these things, so you do it publicly, whatever. And by doing that, you get your kids used to vice and slackness. And then obviously this is a form of encouragement if you're putting them in the show to ask these kind of questions.
Who you helping? You gonna help her?
Huh? What she said? What?
Wait, say the question one more time.
If Crip or Blood fighting, which one are you helping? Crip and Blood. If they are fighting, which one are you helping? I don't know.
You don't know? All right, so based off RT answer, you want to stay in the game or leave?
I stay.
Okay, all right. Next.
If you had to be any rapper, who would you pick?
Huh? Say the question one more time.
If you were any rapper, who would you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this game show is. There is some up and coming thing. Yeah, hopefully maybe they should, just from Black Bear standpoint, if you're gonna get kids in the show, maybe ask them, who was the first king of Mali, or who was a revolutionary woman or man in America, or who invented the peanut butter, something a bit more constructive than gang warfare. Who you want to fight with? But yeah, let me do one more, then we'll start the show. Where's the video? So racist, Mary Banton now, Miss South Africa, not good at maths, Olympics, no entry, outlaw N-word, PhD young, news. What's this one? Newsman. I might play that. A sportswoman hate. What's this one? Oh yeah, I've got a lot. We might play these at the end as well. I've got a lot of stuff here.
Yes, you.
Well, let's. So last video I should play before we start the show. Olympic. Maybe this one. Maybe just because it's relevant. Maybe I don't know. So this is the Olympics. A Jamaican woman wasn't allowed.
Yesterday. You change the rule and then not say it. So you're asking all the athletes who, for whatever reason, don't stay in the village, them can't come through the gate. We came through this gate yesterday and went through security and was okay. The man said we can't go, we have to go all the way up where everybody else that enter to come back down here. That's crazy.
This is crazy. Hey, what's happening there? What's happening over here?
I think some Jamaicans left the villages where they do, they live or something, and I think they won't let them back in for some reason. There was a whole article about it, but I didn't get to read it. But yeah, some found this was going on. But by the way, that's like a runner, so they didn't let her in to her own place to stay. It made some new kind of rules. Whatever. Yeah, not good. Anyway, let's now go to the actual. Let's start. How should Black people respond to the UK riots? So let us know about if you've experienced seeing the riots or how you're feeling towards it. I think if you guys are here, just give me a hey. I don't know if is it private chat. I don't know. That's not private. Is it? I hope not. Yeah, just give me a hey if you're in the house. We're gonna start. Just look at some videos and just have our. Which one should we start? Black Heroes. Let's do a quick one first. Let's do Black Heroes. So, you know, that is kind of like a connected topic, I guess. But this was an interesting one. This remember the time in the States there was the Europeans or the white guys were beating up some black guy who worked and shouting racist terms, and I think the community kind of got on cold. And which one is it, man? Oh yeah, this was a good one. This is the let's have a listen to this. Oi, play.
And set it alight.
Oh,
All this was happening to.
This is part two. Sorry, this is part two. Because we're going to cover this in a bit as well. Unfortunately for that car. What's the thing then? Man, hero. All right, let's try this one. What's this one?
And you jump in this water. Do we know what's in the water?
Gators, snakes.
You knew that prior.
Yeah.
And what did you tell yourself? Like,
it's just, when I told myself I had to do what I had to do, it was just get there in time to help.
Right. And you had your shoes on too.
Yeah.
I'm just, because as a person that watched it, I'm just like, I know I'm seeing all the risk. But I also understand when you feel compelled to do something in your heart, would that be kind of accurate of like, you just kind of like zoned out on what you needed to like get accomplished? Like, what was that feeling?
It was just something, I was compelled to do it. I wasn't worried about myself. I was worried more about my friend getting harmed than myself.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see myself not helping out someone who I cared about. I couldn't just sit on the sideline and just watch that.
Are you proud of yourself of what you decided to do?
When I look back at it, I would 100% do it again. I have no regrets for what I did. I stood for what was right.
Big up that, brother. Yeah, so the guy in the States, he swam across some river to save guys getting attacked. Big. There was something else as well. What's this? This one might be the opposite to me. This might be a cautionary tale. This next one, hold on. Maybe this is when things go wrong. This is a bit of foul play in this one, I think. Hold on.
And a friend where if you would ask any of those friends, they would say, that's my best friend.
Leslie Jackson Tobin says her husband, Lorenzo Tobin, was hired to help take a group of people out on Lake Michigan for a birthday party.
Lorenzo didn't know the people whose birthday it was. He was just there kind of like as a deckhand.
She's trying to piece together what happened Friday evening when the yacht capsized and sank minutes after leaving 31st Street Harbor.
Honestly, it makes me angry. I'm angry because this shouldn't have happened. You know, my husband could swim very well.
She says people who witnessed it all unfold told her her husband was working to save passengers, getting people life jackets amidst the chaos.
He's a hero. Even if he had not been on that boat, but had been just walking by, he would have done the same thing.
Lorenzo was missing for nearly 2 days. His body pulled from the lake after his cousin spotted him while they were at the scene Sunday afternoon.
Somebody knows something. We just want somebody to give us some steps on what happened.
Lorenzo's wife says she hasn't spoken to the captain of the yacht since Friday evening, nor does she know the owner of the boat. Now she's pushing for answers.
And the fact that he helped people and he's the only one that did not make it. I'm angry.
Yeah, so brother, I think he either hired or he offered to help some strangers on some boat party. Don't know where they're from. I suspect not from where they're from. Yeah, he something. You know, he saved them from some kind of fate, and no one seems to know what happened, or no one's coming forward and stuff. Yeah, this is you know, I don't know. You know, there's sometimes there are cautionary tales. But yeah, and that's why we'll say you should be a hero, but you should also use discernment and be careful, and really try to judge best you can if you can. It's a shame, much a shame. Okay, so let's. That was a quick peek. And that hero bleeds into our actual topic. So I'm gonna play. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll get it. Maybe I'll keep stop and start. It'll be fine. So let me play Sky News. I have Blackify, by the way. Whoopsie daisy.
Of a far-right protest in Birmingham. So dozens of Asian men decided to get.
There's Birmingham, and then there's a lot of Asian men. They're getting organised. So we said because of the attacks on Asian community, or just threats at least, they're getting organised and mobilised. And there's a lot of the young Asian men. It's Birmingham, so I assume maybe what is it, Pakistani maybe or Bangladeshi? So I would know. You would know more than me, but maybe they all come together.
Get here first. Many were wearing balaclavas or face masks. One man armed with what appeared to be a bat. This had been organised by men who've had enough of the violence towards Muslims.
So I'm going to find there's something interesting happens in this video that we're going to cover. And when it happens, I'll let you know. This is very interesting stuff.
This is now another group that's just been set up.
Earlier, this community activist showed me a WhatsApp group with over 1,000 members wanting to stand up to racist mobs.
Hopefully the police would take care of us. But if they don't, we would obviously be willing to take care of ourselves.
And how far would you go to do that?
Well, me personally, I'm not one of those elements that would go, I'm not willing to go to jail.
Amidst the anger, he's been urging restraint.
The message that we are sending out as a community is that don't take the law into your own hands.
As protesters gathered and we attempted to...
There's a bit here. So this lady's trying to do her job doing talk in the news. And some gentlemen come up and they obviously interrupt to let them know the frustration.
Report live, it became clear the media weren't welcome.
A sense of anger, I think you can hear there.
We decided to leave.
And one of the statements was Free Palestine. I mean, that's interesting because obviously this has got nothing to do with Palestine, but that's how important certain topics are to certain communities. So I think having that kind of mindset is important where, there's a fundamental thing that you're always pressing to do. I think Black Batman should be that thing. But yeah, that's interesting. And I think this gentleman tries to cut their car, so I don't know.
But as we drove away, this man, armed with a knife, attempted to slash a tyre on one of our vans.
He's going to slash the tyres.
Oh, he's going to do the same to us.
The fury we witnessed has been caused by riots like this. An asylum hotel in Tamworth was set alight by a far-right mob. Trapped inside, asylum seekers filmed from the top floors as outside.
It's happening in England. They're burning the buildings and stuff where asylum seekers are at. Get out of England. This is inevitable. There's always going to be a massive part of England that will focus more so on the poor and immigration rather than the rich and that kind of stuff. We covered before where what triggered them was obviously what they thought was a Muslim killing children, but there's plenty of Europeans killing children, quite plentiful. We covered the case about it as well. There was no riots then, but there is this right now.
Racist graffiti was left on the walls. By morning, the migrants had been moved away. Attempts underway to erase what had happened, but for many, the damage has been done. This nearby shop is run by a couple who now feel under threat.
Not many Asian live in Tamworth. We do feel a bit scared. We've never felt like this the way we are feeling now.
This hotel has been housing asylum seekers for years. The question now for those who provide support for the migrants is should they return once the hotel is repaired?
If the hotel closes down as a result of the violence, then does that give those with a particular view a win? Or, is it about, obviously we want to make sure people are safe.
And that is the fear, with tension across communities still building by the day.
All right, so this is what's going on in the UK at the moment. There's big debates about, how Black people should react. Should Black people jump on the front line or wait back and try to, calm things over, make sure everyone's safe and cool? What else we got? What is this one? Oh, this is a narrative of one of the The far right kind. I think I saw it on some feed. Let's check this one out. This is of a past tense, by the way.
Mine was one day in a library.
So a former far right member, Matt Collins, explains when he realized he was on the wrong side. All right.
Now, you know, we've seen it already that fascists don't like libraries.
No.
Mine was a violent incident in a library where my colleagues and I,
From the National
from the
Front.
National Front and the British National Party, the BNP, we went to a meeting to exercise our right to free speech, and we got in.
That's another thing. When we make black betterment concepts and ideas and ideologies, a lot of people will try to pair some of our concepts similar to these far right concepts, right? And that's because we're focused on black issues and they're allegedly focused on white issues. And we need to operate in a way that nothing we do is synonymous with anything they're doing. That's why not harming people, being kind of considerate and consistent is important. You never want to be, that's why you have to have discipline, not swearing, because people cut videos and make that your narrative. So you definitely don't want to be like this former gentleman.
To this meeting, and we saw we outnumbered and we outpowered the people in there who were mainly women, mainly Asian women, and they attacked us, or we attacked them with hammers, with chairs, with tables. It hospitalized 17 people. When it was halfway through this assault, this attack, I looked around the room and I thought all the reasons I joined the National Front about looking after me and my welfare and, you know, my future in society. I looked at the people I was with who were stamping on the heads of these people, and I realized these people on the floor are the ones who care about me. These are the ones who have these petitions to keep libraries open, to keep hospitals.
So there's a part to this, I think. So the hatred that the white racist feels for non-white people is quite intense, and obviously there's a dynamic, and they don't mind harming women and children. This is why you have to always be very careful, be very wary. Let's try this one.
Who would now be, you know, food banks, another new Tory invention. And these were the good people, and I actually thought we were the good guys standing up for race and nation. And I stood there and thought, you know what, I'm absolute scum. That's what I am for doing this. How does beating people up help me, help my people, help my race? And I just think I'm on the wrong side. I got it totally wrong. And there will be some people who've taken part in these riots or taken part in online hatred, who will have this light bulb moment and go, do you know what, maybe I was wrong. You know, I saw it. Talk about some good people, that, you know, those guys who came out in Southport to rebuild the wall at the mosque, or those Muslim guys who came out in Middlesbrough with tea and coffee for the place. And it's like, we could also amplify the good people in our community, and give them a bit of a push.
Far right ex-member reflecting on harming Asian women. There you go. And this is actually happened after the stabbings. I haven't got all the videos of black people being attacked, but I've got something.
His car on Sunday afternoon. Brendan was in the middle of a...
Rewind? Oh, come on, rewind, please, mate. Oh, it's dodgy.
Thugs surround a car and set it alight. While this was happening to his car on Sunday afternoon, Brendan was in the middle of a 12-hour shift as a carer, looking after elderly people in the town.
So when I came back home, I saw what happened. I just only saw the remnants of it. It was no longer a car, but a scrap. I couldn't even recognize it. I went to the bathroom. I cried because I know how much it took me to be able to save this money and be able to get this. What am I even doing here? That was the question I asked them. What am I even doing here? I'm here taking care of somebody. I'm here taking care of people, making sure they are okay. They are elderly.
This gentleman here, looks like they flipped his car over and burned it. He's a carer, caring for their aunts and their uncles and their grandmas. And so this happened. This was one of the rioters. Don't know if it was every car, or particularly his car. That's what they did. It's not good. What else we got? Riot 2. What's this one? This is some images of a riot. Let's see. What is it? This. That kid.
Did it, man, for them months. Top man. Oh my man, I'm going. Ages, man.
Is that some kind of youth running down the street, smashing everything, cars, windows? I don't know where that the accent's from. What else we got? Right, what's this? Kind of fire. Oh, what's this one? Maybe this one. What's that about this?
Car and set it alight. Well, this was happening to his car on.
Oh, I've got this one already, right? Okay, so let's go with that. Is that all of them? Yeah, I didn't get all the videos. Saturday. I was running around. I saw someone with a black guy beating up or holding the guy's guys, and I saw a few black guys fight. And I did I download? I saw Forever Family have gone out to play defense on some places. Riot, Hero, Man Hero. That might be all of it. All right, I didn't get that many downloaded. Whoops. Sportswoman hate. You don't like them, right? Okay. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I can't find any other. Sadly, sorry. But yeah, let us know. I hope you guys are at home being safe. Don't be heroes unless you have to be. I'm sure everything's a matter of molehill in most places. Look after your family yourselves. And definitely don't try to lead in anything. Let others lead. Just be safe, be weird, be cool. So how should black people respond to the UK riots? Well, you have to have a first, try to keep your family and friends safe yourself, if ever. And obviously look out for other brothers and sisters and all that. And with your deep heart, you don't want anyone to be harmed, regardless of what community they're from. You want everyone to be, you want respected and loved and not harmed. And, but you don't necessarily want to go out and lead their defense against people who might be able to, do some damage. I think, I'm sure, people have have the wits about them. If it is going on, like I said, so some of these things are happening, you don't know they're going on, but it's only because I've seen feeds, and apparently it's near some of my house as well. So yeah, look after yourselves, family. But if you guys want any kind of thing, I am very tired of it. But if you guys got any kind of stories, any questions, or any back and forths, I think I did post the link. Ask in the get. I'm just gonna test something because for some, give me 7 seconds. I'm just gonna test on my thing because I've got a new net thing. Do I have a shortcut for this one? Amy racing. Oh, this is a good. I've got a lot of. Hold on. There it is. Did I not have a shortcut? Did I not make it? Man, that's crazy. I made a shortcut, surely. Okay, your channel. Did I reinstall anything? Is that what it is? Whatever, I can do that. Alright, cool. Well, let me mute that so I don't hear it. Just gonna test something. I'm gonna give myself a smiley face just to make sure I haven't blocked any messages and stuff. Yeah, it works. Cool. Oh yeah, it works. Well, excellent. So, family, yeah, I drank some tea I think it's the sleepy one. It's a chamomile or something. So I know I'm gonna doze off any minute then. I've been jogging all day because of black health. Don't forget, part of your thing is to keep healthy. So try to, if you're not training regularly, try to, is it what they say, a half an hour jog once a week or something like that, maybe an hour, I can't remember. Try to eat your balanced meal, potassium, carbs, and protein. But yeah, be healthy. And especially being healthy if, do not put yourselves in any danger. Stay indoors if you feel there's going to be something outside and all that good stuff. Now, we're coming to the end of the show because I'm going to go sleep, but I can play a lot. If you guys want to talk about the riots and you've got stuff, by all means, say it, write it, and all that good stuff. If not, I'm going to play the last few videos of random stuff, and then we're going to call it quits. So let's see this one. Miss South Africa. Go on.
She's running for Miss South Africa. She's half Mozambican, half Nigerian, but she was born and raised in South Africa. Okay, so she qualifies to run for Miss South Africa according to the rules of Miss South Africa. Some South Africans are not okay with her representing South Africa because they feel like she's not fully South African. So at first, when all of this started, I thought they just don't want her to compete because she's Nigerian. But then as I've come to understand more, the issue is that she is not culturally South African. So yes, she was born in South Africa, she grew up in South Africa, that's fine, she has citizenship, but she does not represent them culturally. So she does not come from a South African tribe, she does not have a traditional South African name, etc. When it comes from that point of view, then I can kind of understand where people are coming from. But then on the other hand, the bullying that she's facing and people telling her to drop out of the competition and the petitions and all of this, I feel like it's not fair on her because she did nothing wrong. All she did was apply and she met the criteria. Either way, my question is what's going to happen if she does win? Because there's a very high chance that she might win. And also as someone who's half Congolese, half Malawi and raised in South Africa, I can kind of relate to her. I feel bad for her.
All right, so then what's going on in South Africa? If you got from South Africa, let us know. Yeah, I'm hoping that South Africa doesn't start. Obviously, there's things going on that I'm probably unaware of. I've seen one or two things with Nigerians, in fact, but yeah, I hope you know, going back to a bygone time. You know, South Africa is a very important, interesting history, and you know, unfortunately, with the whole apartheid ending and no reparations and you know, the wealth still being kept by the Afrikaans, and there was no real kind of you know, fixing of the history that happened there. I don't see the black South Africans really gaining that much on the white South Africans for the history and that kind of that past. So if you're going to still have smoke for Nigerians, that means we think that maybe there's something I'm missing. You know, I could be wrong, but if you're South African, let us know. But that seems a bit weird. But once again, I'm not there. That's why it's good to talk. But as with most things, you tend to find most Africans or black people have a higher disagreements for people of a similar hue, background, all that stuff. I hope that's not what's going on, but I could be wrong. What's this one? This came. Do I want to cover? This is boring, but I'll cover it. So this is you know, because I'm constantly promoting black love, constantly. Oh, calm down. Okay. Because I'm constantly promoting, but I keep getting like the kind of mixed love algorithms. And where I told you, right, I see people going there asking silly questions and arguing about stuff, whatever. I said, if you really want to comment on such a topic, just ask, do you support reparations? That usually kind of flatlines everything. But let's see what this woman was saying. I think she was trying to compliment her husband to be or something, but let's see.
Meeting a guy in Los Angeles at 22 years old who is a handsome African-American, tall, intelligent.
What else we got? Okay.
And he turns out to be not mentally ill, and he's a good provider and a husband. And I want a jackpot, baby. I really thank God every single day that you are my life partner.
Those are all very nice, beautiful things that you had to say about me. But obviously, too, of course, I have.
Of course, I'm emotionally immature.
Yes, they paid for this to be advert. Otherwise, I don't. Maybe they're promoting some kind of thing, but it seemed like she was satisfied that he wasn't all these stereotypes and he wasn't mad or something. I don't know. It's a very. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things through a different lens. I think people were complaining about it in the thing because that's what I get a lot of adverts of European women, you know, making pages because they've married a black man and doing these kind of things, and what they do, they want to have you guess what their children look like, and you know, just kind of guess what they look like and this kind of stuff. It's very kind of fetishy, sort of, you know, showcasey. Could be wrong. I don't think I am, but yeah, and obviously black men there to play along and all that good stuff. But once again, I don't really engage. I just ask a question: what's your views on reparations? And then usually a war starts. That's the thing. We're quick to jump into bed straight away, but We're not really fixing some of the things that were there before, like reparations and stuff, or even questions about it. But just like the whole South African we just saw, you're quick to jump on the Nigerian. You're not South African, but the Afrikaans, you don't really have that conversation about what's happening to wealth. It's not like a broke record, but I use these broke records to focus Black people to focus on self. So it's like, it's not like expecting to come from what I'm saying. It's more so if these things are happening, best to focus on self. Good strategy. All right, let's see what other videos we have that we can sneak peek on a TCAT before we go to Leodo. Let's see what we got. German black men. I guess that's a similar thing with the whole black men stuff. Let's have this first. So this is a German
white women, like the German white women. You do things, you show up in ways that you would never show up for a black woman. You guys are out here walking dogs in freaking winter. Things that if I have a dog as a black woman, I ask you to walk my dog, are you doing it? Probably not, because then I'm asking for too much. Yeah. You guys will go to all lengths, like you'll be doing all the shopping, you'll be doing this and that. You will be showing up in a way that it's very highly likely that you won't show up like that for a black woman, because if you do, you will be complaining, saying you're asking for too much.
Yeah.
So what is that about? So is it that we're asking for too much, or you just see us as lesser than whatever, and you just decide that we don't deserve much?
So again, because obviously there's black people in all countries, and it's always good to see the perspective, and you kind of see a similar pattern. That's just being black in the world. There's certain things are going to happen. So the sisters are asking, when you marry your European German women, you're happy to walk the dog and all the rest of it. But when you're a black woman, they're seeing that they won't do such a thing, or black women ask too much. And I'm going to check more of this podcast. It'll be interesting because, funny enough, speaking of black Germans, I'm watching the Olympics, and obviously when you get to the athletic stage, well, everyone's black, it seems, right? But I'm talking about every country. There's black Italians, black Germans, black Irish, black Bahrain, black, you name it, right? Black Swedes, whatever. I don't know, Dutch, I don't know. And obviously, black people are very into sports, I guess, and very successful. But but the Germans, oh my goodness, it's like every German I saw was black. I don't know how they feel about that. But doing quite well as well. It looks like obviously there's a community of black people in Germany, and some of the sisters are seeing a pattern of black men loving daughters of white men and doing Call of Duty going beyond. And, they're speaking on it. It's something we want to cover. Like I said, a very important topic. It sounds like a broken record when we talk about black love. But from all the research I've done, it actually is a fundamental first. And every time I speak about it, I've got to respond to some people on Instagram. You get that, no, 8% of black men love black women. And no, if you ignore it, it doesn't matter. And no, it's not really like that. But that seems to be very dismissive. I think we do have a kind of self-hate scenario going on. And if not a self-hate scenario, a lack of motivation to build the community and give away resources. But I could be wrong. I doubt it though. So that was an interesting video from Black Germans. Follow them on Conversation with Black Germans podcast. Is that? I don't know. It looks like it's on YouTube. Right? I'll see if I can find it. I'm definitely interested in the black experience throughout Europe. See where it correlates with other black experiences. We primarily focus more so on England, America, maybe Canada, and and certain on the continent, as well as obviously Caribbean. But it's good to know what's going on in other lands where the black people linger. What's this PhD? Not good at maths. This one was talking about black women and black kids in America not being good at maths. This is interesting.
6% of black 12th graders do not possess even partial mastery of the most basic 12th grade math skills, such as being able to do arithmetic or read a graph. The number of 12th grade black students nationally who are proficient or advanced in math is too small to show up statistically. These are huge, huge gaps. According to the ACT, only 3% of black high school seniors are ready for a STEM degree. what this means is when you go to Google and you say, if you don't have 13% black engineers, because that's
cut, but yeah, she's talking about, I don't know how true it is or whatever, but for me, it's not really about saying something is true or not. It's if there's an issue, we have to address it. In America, there seems to be something going on there. If it is, it also was played by this Nigerian family thing, which is quite the opposite, but in the UK. So
one of the world's youngest PhD holders, and the youngest person to enroll in a university in the UK, the British-Nigerian math prodigy went from solving quadratic equations at the age of 3 to earning a PhD in financial mathematics by the age of 16. Esther's academic achievements are nothing short of extraordinary. She became a maths genius at the tender age of 10, being the youngest undergraduate student in the UK, and aced her first test with a perfect score, describing it as easy peasy lemon squeezy. But Esther does not simply want to be a math genius, she also has a heart for helping people.
All right, well, that's good. Well done to the sister and the family. But making education is important. So looking at success stories and trying to emulate it, trying to make that a thing, brand that. We saw 2 kids doing a game show where they were asking about gang stuff over in the States. Maybe, making things about maths, that might be a better idea. But definitely more positive stories of success and try to make that influential. These are methods to fix if certain communities are struggling in certain fields. If present, let me see. There's one more video before we kick. Hey, the hour's gone, so I've done my hour commitment. Set a car on fire. Let me see. Kids marry Bantu. Should I play him? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I will. Not good at math. Olympics. Not into. I did the outlaw N-word. Oh, this is brother Umar saying something about the N-word. Quite important thing.
The N-word should be outlawed because of PTSD, post-traumatic slavery
Absolutely.
disease. Michael Jamal Warner was up here. He feels the same way. So,
yes, nobody should be using it because when I call you an N-I-double-G-A, you never met me before. And Charlemagne said, here come mine, or Envy said, here come mine. Are you expecting to see a lawyer, a doctor, a business owner? Or are you expecting anything positive to walk through that door? No. So the word does not have a positive connotation. And here's the bigger question. Why are we trying to rescue the most racially offensive and derogatory term ever used in the history of mankind? You don't see European Jews trying to rescue the pejorative terms used against them. You don't see Latinos doing that. You don't see Asians. Show me another people who are fighting for the right to use the most dehumanizing label in history to refer to each other in a social space. It speaks to the self-hate. It speaks to the fact that we do feel inferior to other people. Because if I didn't feel inferior, there's no way in hell I would fight for the right for Envy to call me that.
Interesting perspective. I know for years people fought, tried to reclaim words and stuff. And my whole thing is I look for the elders in the community. So in that case, the African American communities and see what they're saying. And the elders of wisdom tell us not to do that, so we won't do that. A good point he made I can add to it when it comes down to when you call someone a king, you never insult them afterwards. But when you call someone the N-word, you can. So it shows you that there's a certain negative connotation going to that word. Plus, more importantly, Europeans and Asians and Hispanics, white Hispanics, whatever, they like using that term and they want to use it. They don't use their own derogatory term and renew them. Like I said, there was an Asian rapper. I told him there's plenty of what they call yellow peril words that he could use to describe himself. Even in the UK, I remember in Speaker's Corner, there was an Asian guy from somewhere in Asia. I can't remember, but he was fighting for the right to use the N-word and this kind of stuff. And this is what I'm saying. Anything that people do with or for black people, there's always a negative edge to it. So whenever you feel that something is good, like a lot of black people they might be happy that people are throwing the N-words at them on songs and stuff. They feel good. But when you unpack most things that happen towards black people, without a black Betterment perspective guiding it, it is bad. Just like marrying out, like black people, like, yeah, man, we're not racist. We marry out at higher than everyone else. That's a good thing. It shows that we're not racist. Once again, without the data, without black Betterment perspective, that is not a good thing. Once again, self-hatred was used in this concept of using the N-word. It can also be connected to mass not marrying yourselves. It sounds like a broken record, but this is the science. And this is something that I'm looking to work with our brothers and sisters in the community to find solutions for. If anyone wants to jump in, I'm going to end literally in 3 minutes. I think I've looked at the videos. happen very quick. I'm gonna do some stuff before I go to bed. Maybe finish that design. Who knows? Sportswoman, you don't. Let me end on this one. On a PhD young woman, outlaw, good Maori band. I won't play his one. I'll deal with that another time. All skin folk did set. Yeah, this is once again. This is about the division amongst the ethnic groups, African Americans and Africans, maybe. Let's check.
Like Black Americans at all. You guys.
So in the web, there's always civil wars here and there and stuff, name calling and stuff, but there is this element of, people from the continent not liking people from the diaspora, and more so in this particular, it's maybe people from the Caribbean and people from Africa mistreating African Americans. Big up, Brother Stanley. Brother Stanley, feel free to jump in. The rules state that if people will jump in, I'll continue the show, and even if you want to offer your unique situation, as long as you're controlled, you can do it. You always have if people don't want to hear what you have to say, they can always jump in and change the conversation, such as the rules of the show. But big up, Brother Stanley. But we're listening to influencers scold African Americans, and this woman scolding them.
Yes, you guys don't like Black Americans at all. You guys just say bad things about them. They're criminals. They're from slavery. They are not from Africa. They don't know their home. Oh, it's so sad. All the time, you look at a Black man and you tell them that, oh, you are from America. You are not African. You are not from Africa. You are lost. You are from slavery. I'm not a slave. You are a slave. Shame on you. Shame on you to even open your mouth. Do you know how painful that is? Whether they look like you or they don't look like you, they are your people. And you say to their face that you are not one of me. You are a slave. Wow. Do you know the pain that our ancestors went through? Just because you were not colonized does not mean you should open your mouth to call somebody a slave.
So we look at that, and we played this other video last week as well.
White people just paid for it.
So, and this is like people in the diaspora, people in the continent who are now in the probably maybe in the diaspora as well, but of a new generation, and they're trying to add a new narrative about slavery and stuff like that, and reparations, and we showed last week, but this kind of smirkiness of wanting to side with Europeans. This is a similar what we showed with that other brother man on the continent who was loving Europeans and saying you're the best. Similar dynamic, but this delivered differently.
My great-great-grandmother was sold by her father to another Black man, who then sold her to who became her husband and had kids. Not a white person in sight. Well, so while people are being stuck on, especially when I hear this dumbass thing as reparations for slavery, I'm like, dude, slavery was everywhere in the world. Yeah. There was slavery in the Arab world, in the Persian world, in the Greek world, in Europe. Why?
So the goal is to shut these people down, and there's easy ways you can do it. Remember, a lot of these people, it sounds like they're trying to be intellectual, but really they're trying to show Europeans and white people that, I've got your back. I'll handle any kind of awkward question or whatever, and what they do is they do the all-in-one Black person concept, right? And we say Black people are reconnected, Afro-centered ethnic groups, right? So we are multiple ethnic groups wanting to be on code with each other because that's a good strategy. But we are different ethnic groups. This brother is from the continent, so has no stake in reparations from the diaspora standpoint or the African American standpoint, right? So he's not qualified to have an opinion. And I think you can always use that, like, where are you from? Well, what has that got to do with our claim? This concept where it's like, oh, well, you know what? Yes, you were enslaved, but other people have been enslaved. That's almost the same as like if your granddad got punched in the face and then you go to report it, go, oh, yes, but other people's granddads have been punched in the face. Makes absolutely no sense. And that's why you have to really kind of check these unsynchronized brothers. But once again, what we're trying to demonstrate is self-hatred and self-sabotage happens at different levels. So when you're looking at, I'll carry on playing this delivery.
white, blonde, blue-eyed Polish people were slaves to Germans, white, blonde, white Germans. So what are you talking about? Like slavery is something that only black... You guys play too much respect to racism.
Yeah.
If we were all white or we were all black, we're still going to discriminate
You know
against
what we
each other.
discriminate against? Eye color.
Thank you very
It's
much.
human nature.
It's human nature.
Yeah.
We'll find something, oh, your ear is too big. I tell people, as long as you're a competition, you're a threat. And as long as you're a threat, somebody will try to do something to remove you. It doesn't matter if you're white or black. And on the opposite side, as long as you can add value, doesn't matter if you're black or if you're white, you will be appreciated or recognized.
All right, so this is a similar version to this.
Without your hand, we are nothing. Without the white people, without the white men, there is no life. Africa, to be Africa, it must be Europe. Go see how South Africa looks like today. The white people built it, South Africa. Beautiful South Africa. Just because of you white people. You are a great kingdom. You are blessed by God.
Pick up Ellie Flowers. The question has been posted. This person says, greetings. I think we need to focus on our home countries, not UK as much, because everyone is for integration and multiculturalism. Yeah, I hear that. I think I do see a value in obviously reaching back and forming networks and building up, and that's always been the plan. But I think two things happen at once. I think when you look at the Chinese community, other communities, they do it really well. And I think there's a value in having people in different places networking really well. So it's about that kind of connection, and it's about that goal. So any countries you want to mention, anything you want to big up, any Olympic team you're rooting for? But yeah, I do agree. But I also agree that forming a base here is important and getting synchronized here. And how Black Betterment works is no matter where you are in the world, you're forming networks, you're forming societies and institutions dedicated to helping Black people. Very important. Now let me shut this down. Now, family, I'm going to, by all means, you can jump in if you want, family. The format of the show is it's 1 hour of me rambling about Black Betterment, and then we offer an hour for anyone who wants to jump in or ask questions about any topic, and that's now. And so this, this show is just a opportunity for people to network and talk and whatever. And then from this show, we can plan bigger shows or smaller shows or ideas. But it's pretty formal kind of concept. But you should know that every Friday at 10 o'clock, there is a space where you can jump in to do something constructive for Black people in the world, in the UK, or wherever you're based, right? And that's this. And if you want to change the format and have a new kind of show, we discuss it here. But generally, this is for you. So I'm just here as mainly a host, and this is the commitment that I personally give to the Black community, that every Friday at 10 p.m. on this channel, you will have a space to discuss constructive topics and promote the most important lifestyle the world will ever know, and that lifestyle is cool, Black Betterment. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you want to jump in, please do it now. If you want any topics for us to cover in the future, but I really want people to understand the concept of this thing. This is about you. This show is about the community and getting us ready to become synchronized and the space for us to communicate and just go through ideas or just socialize and blah, 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 blah. Good stuff, right? That's what it's for. That's why it's very slapdash, very, trinket and all that kind of stuff. But eventually we will change the format. We'll do a new show based upon something a bit more different or a consistent kind of guest narrative or whatever, right? But right now, this show is me waffling for about half an hour or so, and then send a link out to talk about the topic or something else. And all Black people are welcome. But today's topic, if you don't know, is how should Black people respond to the UK riots? We discuss and review motivations and how best to react to UK riots. I guess there's a quick summary. Look after yourself, look after your family, put yourself first. I wouldn't go out and fighting or be in the front line for other communities. Let them lead and let them say how they want things to go. They'll get killed and fight for others. They don't get killed and fight for you. But look out for the brown sisters and all that good stuff, right? What else? And Black heroes. We discuss Black people who show heroes. Yeah. If you want to be a hero, be here for your family and friends and your community. if you can, and try to adapt to B1 mentality. Black first. Fix black issues. Because if you don't fix black issues, no one will. Remember, black people helping black people and black issues isn't normal anymore. It's been successfully stopped, right? So because of a culture of that, it's alien. This platform is to re-educate and change that concept, bring it back to how it should be, of community building, wealth generation, black love, black health, black economics. And we're going to be doing it every Friday from 10 p.m. So feel free to jump along. If you've got any shows you want us to review, let us know. But until then, family, I'm going to go and do what I need to do. You guys been great. Till next week, have a fantastic time. End. Yeah. All right.